No, he was out on the track. Yeah, we'll just have to see how he pulls up and what the risk is to play him. We think he's heading in the right direction, but we'll make a call, I suppose, after today, and then we'll see how he goes Thursday before we select him in the team or out of the team.
So definitely not a lock at this stage.
He's not a lock-in, no, but he's heading in the right direction. But as we know, with football, you can change fairly quickly. So let's see how he pulls up. He's having more, I suppose, physical tests on him. So yeah, he's going well. They're going okay. Whether they get up to play, I think Waite's still probably another week or so away. Henderson's getting closer, but yeah, it's a bit the same. I think most of these boys have just got back into the program, whether it's straight line skills or some of the game simulation work that we do. Just depends how they pull up, and it's nearly a session by session assessment of those players, and we'll just have to keep going down that path. Yeah, that makes it tough, and especially too with your VFL team having a bye. There's the VFL reserves that are there, so yeah, that makes it. That could, if he does get weeks, I'm not sure. I've seen the incident, but I'll let them make their decision on that. So, yeah, that would be a tough one. It would, put us in a different situation, but yeah, I suppose it gives someone else another chance.
We've been hearing all year about this VFL situation. It must be doing your head in terms of the fixturing. I think that tells the story.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. I think they took into account his record and everything like that. I think 5 years or whatever it was, good behaviour and all that. The tribunal has a process there that they go through, and they look at the incident and they give him the penalty. So they make the decision. He might miss 6 weeks, depending. He can't get an operation, so he has to get a lacquer band there with like braces to lock that jaw in. So he could be up to 6 weeks. It's 4 to 6, so he could be up to 6 weeks with that. It's a tough one. I think we've got experts in their fields and what they think is best for the player. I think they, everything's going quick. Can they stop the game? It might take them longer to stop the game, which might mean that more traffic goes around the player. So it's an interesting one. I think I'll back our medicos in every day of the week to look after the player and the welfare of him in that situation. It's interesting. Everyone says, this week. Because you get a victory, you've played really good football and things like that. I think we've had some things in place for the last 4 or 5 weeks that we've done behind the scenes. I think it was a real wake-up call against Port Adelaide in the way that we played and what we didn't get right. So we've done a lot of things behind the scenes to really address some of those areas. And excuse me, and to take, to think that you can just flick a switch and it'll happen overnight. It's taken 3 and 4 weeks to change couple of things at the way we play and what we're trying to do as a football team, and I thought we got our reward the other night for some of those things that we've sort of behind the scenes been putting in place. So sometimes it doesn't happen overnight, and we spoke to the players. Sometimes you've got to keep pushing on and keep your head down and working really hard, and I thought the group got a reward the other night for some of that hard work, and that was one little reward we got. Hopefully there's a lot more coming around the corner. Not really. We just had a chat to the boys and we spoke to them in regards to the way that we want to play the game and what we can control. The media is a big part of the game, and people thrive on it and love watching it and contribute to it by ringing up or having a say. We can't control any of that. They're people's opinions. What we can control is what we do on the field, and it was really important that we didn't get distracted, and I really said, don't feel sorry for me, concentrate on what you can do, because I don't hear what they say and I don't really care. So what we can control is the way that we play, and whether they made a pack or what behind the scenes, I don't know, but I really enjoyed the way they played, as I did against West Coast and Geelong. To think that we played 4 games in 18 days in West Coast, and we were coming really hard at the end of that, that stint. I thought their performance over there was outstanding, but we got the points this week. Yeah, it gives you confidence, but hopefully they play for the jumper. It's so important. This club's a very proud club, and to have the opportunity to wear the jumper is pretty special, and to get the opportunity to play AFL footy is just a great thing for a young man. But we've had great successes at this football club, and they should be very proud to wear the jumper, and hopefully that continues for the players. Every week's important, Sam. Is that what you wanted me to say? You said I'd say that, so I'll say it. No. Yeah, it is. It is. I think I think when you get to the back end of a season and the season's running out and you sit in this block of teams or in a position where you have to win, that's a reality, and we've put ourselves in that position, and that will be the challenge about trying to maintain and get that ledger back above the under where we'd like it. We want to get the wins in front of the losses, and we haven't done that. We've sort of had that around the wrong way for about 3 weeks now, so it'd be good to jump back on the positive. They've really played some effective footy in real bursts, and their ability to go from one end to the other and score is it can really hurt you. We've had a good look at the Kangaroos, and I didn't go down to Tassie, but we sent a few coaches down to Tassie. I watched it on the telly. I've seen them a fair bit live recently as well. So, they play a high risk but high reward game as well. So, when they get the ball into Wells, Harvey, Adams has been in good form as well. They they really hurt you. So, and the three tools have has been fairly potent for them up there too. Petrie, Tarrant, and Hansen up there has been really potent for them. If he's fit, he'll play. So if he's available, he'll come in. Where does he come in? But we'll sort of have to get to that point later in the week to tick him off. But he would come in probably for Simpson. Yeah. I thought his kicking on the weekend was outstanding. I thought he really set us up with his feet, and that's something that I think with other players in the team and giving him confidence in maybe just stepping outside the bubble a little bit and allowing them to really push inside, and we probably played Robinson inside a bit more than we had in the previous weeks as well. So that gives probably Chris real confidence in there. I thought Cruz's work around the ground and just the way he competed, I thought was very good. So if he didn't win the tap out, he was at ground level, and I think with Chris, he probably just got himself out of the way of Matthew before he ran into him, to be honest. We knew we went in, into the game knowing that Matthew would do bulk of the ruck work, probably 90% of the ruck work. So that didn't change what was going to happen around the ball. It was probably what was going to happen in our forward line that we had to start to think a little bit more and change our thinking on who could play where and what we'd have to do. So I thought that sort of really didn't change what was going to happen around the ball. I thought Lucas played fairly well at VFL level, which is fantastic. Allard went and had 30 odd again, which he does. Warnock, as we've spoken about. Thornton kicked 5. So there's a few around. I'm not 100% sure in regards to that. I know we've had list management probably 6 weeks ago. We talk about players out of contract and whether something's happened beyond the scene, but I just know that I'm worrying about the Kangaroos this week. We played against Travis, and our view was to stop him as much as we could, and Michael did a pretty good job on the night. So that is you probably expect Travis to sign with Collingwood very soon or whatever happens, but like all, if there's a good player out there and they want to leave, we'd be interested to talk, but I don't know exactly personally if we've gone down that path. I expect them all to re-sign. Most of the players that there's not too many players that leave clubs, is there? When you go through history, there's not too many unless they're disgruntled. You don't see some of the champs of the games or the elite players, or all Australians, you could say, moving clubs unless there's Chris wanted to come home. Some of the home things are, that's why they come back. But other than that, they just don't move to go across town. It usually doesn't happen, but not saying never. But